when someone asks you for something and then you're like, cool, oh, I can hook you up with this person, that person. I know somebody can do this. Like I can give you the whole kit and caboodle. And then, you give them everything and then you call like, I don't know, follow up in a month or so on and so forth. Hey, did you reach out to? Oh, no, I ain't had a chance yet. Oh, I reached out, but they ain't hit me back. That's it? That is it? Like, you're the one who wants something. You are desirous of something, not them, not me. I'm trying to hook you up. I'm trying to put you down. But you that fucking lazy. And then I done reached out to my people saying, hey, such and such is gonna call you, X, Y, and Z, help them out. And they're like, sure, and then you don't call. So now you got me out here looking like a damn fool.
I actually don't like to put myself in those positions, to be honest.
I feel you.
I mean, resources are everything, to be honest. Like, sometimes it's who you know that can make a difference. Um, so if I have contacts, if I have resources that can help you out, but you steady playing a fool, and I know you playing a fool, I'm not about to attach myself to that. Nah, I'm good. I'm keeping my contacts, my resources, people who I deem to be professional with. I'm keeping that to myself
You ever
because
think,
it reflects bad on you.
but even before it even gets to that point, do you ever just think about who's asking you and how long they've wanted this? Because like, if someone asks me to do something for them and like, oh, can I get so and so's number? I go through like I go through a question. I gotta know because again, it's gonna reflect bad on me. But be like, yo, you said you was gonna do this 6 months ago. Blah blah blah. What happened with that? Like I asked them what's going on with
Oh no,
them.
I think it's definitely good to vet them out. Like, I'm first of all, I don't just be handing out people's numbers. Period. Like,
Mm.
okay, what you want? What? So I know that this is the right contact for you. I'm gonna make sure it's okay that I give the number
Mm.
or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna ask a couple questions first.
Oh
I don't just be like, all right, here.
no.
I should be better about it because honestly, if somebody's asking for help, and I won't even say like I have a soft heart like that. You know what I mean? But I feel like if it's something I can do to help, like I will. You know, and I'll tell y'all like a big ass fumble. When I was in law school, I had a classmate who he's a Kappa and he wanted to be an agent. And I'm sure Rico knows, like one of the biggest agents right now is David Mulugeta. And he's one of my friends from college, right? So this guy that's in my class, my law school class, he was like, I don't know if he was telling me like he wanna be a agent or some or other. I was like, oh, I got a homeboy that's doing, mind you, he's very young in his career because I think he may have still been in law school when I called him about, like, can somebody reach out to you? And he was cool about it. He's like, hell yeah, give my number, no big deal. Um, and then later on, I happened to ask, I was like, hey, did you ever reach out to my boy Dawid? And he was like, nah, man, blah, 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 this and that. I was like, oh. But the thing is that, mind you, it's his frat brother. So that's like an in already. Like, it's an easy in. And then, mind you, and look at him today, like, look how big he is, and I'm not saying that that could have been my classmate, but that's obviously a really great contact to have, or someone who could have been a mentor because he was already on the path, even though he was still in law school. But yeah,
Some people procrastinate, and even though they have a goal, maybe they just take longer to reach that goal. Maybe they need a little bit more push. Maybe they need a little bit more confidence. And
that means you don't want it though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
right, they don't want it bad enough at the time. At the time.
I say period.
Thank you.
Because people will talk about it and call that a step. Like, oh, I inquired about it, and then don't do nothing with that.
Nah, I don't really agree. If you know that that's your ultimate goal in life, maybe you want it at year one, and you probably don't have, you feel like you don't have the resources or the confidence or whatever to feel like you can get it in year one, but probably by year 3, you're like, all right, I'm serious about this, and you do the adequate steps to get to what you need. Maybe year one just wasn't your year.
What I'm saying is like, don't be out here asking people for help, people that are
Willing.
right, racking their brains. So I'm like, oh, I got a connection here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you don't follow up. Because typically if someone reaches out to me and they're like, hey, X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna find what it is they need. I'm gonna reach out to that person. Hey, do you mind if such and such, blah, blah, blah. They were like, yeah, cool. Hit me up. Or I'll send an introductory text or something, you know, or email. And then you don't follow up.
Yeah, because they want you to do the second step and the third step, fourth step.
I'm just like, first of all, you wasted my time.
Mm.
Like, why?
Well, I think that talkers are attracted to doers. And I feel like, honestly, in reality, they make a good team. Honestly, there's the motivation is there. For you to be a talker, the motivation is there. I don't know why aren't you a doer?
Because-
Maybe you push that motivation onto someone else who is going to do the actual work, and you can keep up with the motivational speeches and we can do this. This is our year. This is our year. Like, you know, the beginning of the year, everyone's a talker, you know? But you got to see who actually puts in the work.
Because a talker, that's their doing. Like, that's their job.
Yeah, that is their due.
So that's
That
all.
makes
That's
a good point.
their
That's
extent
their
of-
job.
That's a good point.
There's people that do and there's people that talk. And that's their due.
I don't know. I'm typically a person like, I don't necessarily talk about things that I aspire to do. I talk about them once I'm in a position to do them. Or if there's someone who I know who can put me on something, and maybe they're a mentor for me in that area, then I'll reach out to them to say, you know, to pitch something like, I'm thinking about doing this. What's been your experience? X, Y, and Z, you know, because I don't know and they know. And, you know, I'm hungry for whatever knowledge they have. But otherwise, I'm not telling anybody else unless they're some sort of interested party.
And I think that people typically don't, right? So it's like people don't talk unless they know shit can be done. Because I can talk about something that I want to do, but unless I know that I can take the steps and actually getting it done, then I just seem like I'm a talker. Back in 2020, like I was doing really well financially with my cakes. So I felt like, okay, maybe I can look for a little spot. I can open up a bakery. And had I opened my mouth really to tell people that that's my next step, and then here comes 2021 when my business declined a little bit and I wasn't doing that well financially, then it would have been like, well, Amanda said that she was going to open a bakery. What happened with that? She was just talking.
The panoramic?
Yeah. No, but that's when I did the best though.
Right.
During the
So,
pandemic.
right. So when that changes, it makes sense that
Well, correct. But still, just an example.
mhm.
Let's take pandemic out of it. But that's typically why people keep their goals on hush until they actually achieve them, because people talk bad about you and they think that you're just talking, and they'll be like, Erin didn't even do what she said she was doing. Erin been talking about doing that and
That's
she
how they
didn't
say
even
it.
do shit.
Child, you know she just be talking. I know a couple of people I done said that about. So you're right.
And that's why people just shut up.
I actually do think that it's probably more beneficial. My uncle told me this. Because like he's the second kid under my dad. My dad's very much a recluse. Well, if he like you, then he'll talk to you. But he's like a introverted extrovert, if that makes sense. And I was telling my uncle one day, I was like, yeah, I said, I think I have that bit of a trait from my dad. And my mom's like a super people person. Yeah, I'd be like, ugh. She'd be trying to help everybody and stuff. I'd be like, I said, go ahead, superwoman. And I was telling my uncle, I was like, yeah, you know, I don't really say a lot about what I'm doing or what's going on unless, again, I'm seeking advice from somebody who knows, who has some experience in it or who has information or whatever. And he was like, honestly, Aaron, you need to get out of that shit. I was like, oh, okay. He was like, you never know what somebody may know. Just because it's not their profession, just because it's not something they do every day, it doesn't mean they don't know something. It doesn't mean they don't know people who know something. He said, so you really pretty much stop acting like your daddy. He's like, everything ain't a damn secret. I was like, okay. And the funny thing is, like, I accepted that because he knows my dad. He and my dad are like, I think just 2 or 3 years apart. And they, like, as adults, like, when they moved out, I think when my dad moved out at like 19 or 20, they had a house together. They lived together for like 10 years. So he knows my dad very well. And so actually, I do wish that's something that I would be better at. And I don't think I've changed very much because you never know. And it's an excellent point because you don't know. Like, just because I'm talking to an orthopedist doesn't mean that they don't know about, I don't know, carpentry. And ironically, the orthopedist that we were close to, he was like, yeah, I'm kind of handy. Think about what I do all day. I was like, you know what? Damn. Makes a lot of sense, you know? But again, I do wish that I was better at sort of like being open about things that I'm interested in or things that I want to do. I ain't saying to strangers. I ain't, you know, people at your job, they be telling you their life story. I ain't talking about that kind of stuff. I'm talking about like, I don't know, maybe just even like amongst us or like in professional settings or not work professional, but just like professional settings. So, hey y'all, I'm starting a cake shop. You know, like I don't know. So I literally have no idea.
I'm actually bad at that as well.
Well, they say the dumbest question is the one unasked. So you should always.
Oh, no. I always ask questions, but it's more so
I believe that.
I'm not forthcoming about like things that I want to do or that I have a passion about or that I'm interested in or whatever. And because if someone hears that, they're like, oh, I got a homegirl to do X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But questions are like, if there's a dumb question, if they say a dumb question, most likely I'll ask it.
Teeny said that there were food creators coming out saying that they didn't really make their food from scratch. Teeny makes everything from scratch. So she was like, that's actually crazy that you guys were on here step by step saying this is how I do this. And it was actually like store cake. It was.
Oh,
I don't get the purpose of that. I'm sorry to cut you off. I don't understand, like, what did TikTok going out of business or closing down? Why would that make somebody do that?
That's how they make their money. They thought that was going away.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, well, now that this is going away, the food wasn't really real.
You voluntarily played the hero. And that's just not life. Like, nobody's a hero all the time. And if you did that to yourself, then what that got to do with me?
And honestly, those creators,
I just be saying what's on my mind.
Those creators on TikToks documenting their like entire lives. It is good to document your downfalls as well because it's more personable to people. I personally like the creators that show their downfalls.
that's true.
Like the crying? You watch the crying?
Not
No,
specifically the crying.
Oh.
I don't like crying, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like, all right, if you had a bad day and you want to document your bad day instead of the other 10 videos where you're talking about sponsorships and, oh, I'm going on this brand trip or blah, blah, blah. Like, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but again, this is a curiosity question. Why do you want to watch somebody have a bad day if you know that bad days are happening between the videos that they're making?
Well, yeah. Well, that is what I said, that it's more personable. It's not like I take enjoyment in being like, oh my God, this person had a bad day. This is the video I want to watch.
Enjoyment, but I mean, I feel like there's a disconnect between reality and like this whole social media thing. And I think that there's a certain sector of people that actually get caught up and believe like that's real. So for you, not you personally, but I'm saying for people that need to see somebody have a bad day and then watch that, I don't need to watch that personally because I'm living too. Like I know what you're doing. Like the game is game. Like I know what you're doing. You're just posting what you're supposed to post. You're getting paid by brands. You're doing this to make money. Like you're on here. You're on an entertainment site to entertain. So outside of
and
that,
there's also different creators as well. So there are people that specifically use social media as a platform to promote businesses, their business, other brands, yada, yada. So
Mhm.
if that's what you're on the internet to do, then fine. I typically don't gravitate more towards those kind of creators. I like the creators that just come on and this is what I want to record today. And that's really the difference between TikTok and Instagram. Because Instagram, you'll find that way more. And people just get on TikTok and they're just themselves and they're funny and they're silly.
you
And
believe that?
I
I believe
do.
the whole thing's a hustle. Like you don't see the hustle. Like we are on the internet on entertainment sites to be engaging and entertain.
I do. I understand that. But
Okay.
on TikTok, I feel like it's a space to make money just being yourself. And you don't have to do that much.
Okay. I don't be on TikTok like that, so but I know it's an entertainment site.
You better hurry up and get on.
No, I mean I just
I'm
don't
joking.
I don't understand like I'm on some old people shit, but
I think that's
I
what
can't
it
I
is.
can't sit there and watch like
And
these
some people
people
don't
dance
really
all day.
get, some people really don't get TikTok. But when you're on TikTok and
Yeah.
you understand it, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Okay.
She's like when you're young and you get the lingo.
Like,
In a nice way, right?
And you're-
I'm cool with it.
She's like you just
I
kind of
heard I was
old.
unk status
So
now. I'm an unk. That's what they say.
it's
like,
just it's honestly
So,
just a
you
you
different.
didn't know you were.
It's just a different vibe.
Again, like I don't really be
I don't think it
feeding
has
into
anything.
I'm gonna send you.
to
I'm gonna
do-
send you something that's so hilarious because you just had that realization today.
Yeah, I thought I was just like I was me, like, oh, what's up, Unk? Nobody's ever called me Unk. I wouldn't be offended. But I mean,
You
like,
know how they be like, "What's up, school?" You know, or like, "What's
school.
up?"
Now you're pushing it because I know what school mean. Like school mean
What?
like old school.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I
don't
think
wanna
it's
be
just
old
a
school.
no, but I think it's just
He
like
said, not yet, not yet.
But that's not what
Let
I'm.
me be Unk. That I
Not
just
too
learned about.
much.
Don't let me be old school.
But that's not what I'm saying. I just think that like it has. I don't know. Being like an auntie or an uncle has become a thing now, right? Like, just like they be like, "Hey, big man," or "Hey, school." Like that's been a thing. But like being uncle status and still being cool, that's new. So I think that's why people are like,
So
Call-
Unk is cool.
yeah.
Oh,
Somebody
shit.
got mad for being called auntie.